Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories concerning the attacks of September the 11th.
It's gone, man.
What's a boom? Got it.
I want you all to know it can't go any louder. I want you all to know that America today is on bended knee in prayer for the people whose lives were lost here, for the workers who work here, for the families who mourn. This nation stands with the good people of New York City and New Jersey and Connecticut as we mourn the loss of thousands of our citizens. I can hear you. I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Siegel was a town that we were going to do a cordon search. About halfway through the town, first squad, they come across a house that when Corporal Williams went up to knock on the door, I was told he raised his hand to knock and his hand never struck the door.
The primary consideration for me was to send an absolutely powerful, clear and unremitting message that after September the 11th, if you were a regime engaged in WMD, you had to stop.
And there was so much rubble from the tanks knocking the walls down. We found a blood trail from where we had shot one of the guys, and the blood trail led out into the yard, and we lost it there.
You got a body?
Enormous dispute over how to count the numbers. There are different kinds of deaths in Iraq. There are combat deaths, there are sectarian deaths, and there are the deaths of from criminal acts. There are also a lot of numbers that the U.S., frankly, is not counting. For example, in southern Iraq, there's Shiite upon Shiite violence, which is not sectarian.
All of us are carrying out something. All of us aren't fighting you. And all of us aren't afraid of standing up to you. And all of us aren't backing down. More people are waking up every single day. More people realize what the stakes are. They love their families, and they understand that the government is carrying out terrorist attacks as a pretext to re-engineer America into a police state. Why? To capture us, to be their political slaves, to use us as an engine of global empire, to invade the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, 9/11 is an inside job.
Somebody help me. Yeah. Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, the red, white, and blue.
was the image that horrified the world. A hooded Iraqi prisoner forced to stand on a box with electrodes attached to the fingers of his outstretched hands. That man was Ali Shalal Qaisi, now free in Amman, Jordan. In his dingy flat, Ali relived with me his terrible days at Abu Ghraib prison. His story is harrowing. The American guards, he says, tried to break him with exhaustion and electric shocks.
They made me stand like that for hours until my arms got tired, and then they would electrocute me. I felt my eyes popping out. And once I bit my tongue, and blood started coming out of my mouth.
I want to know how you feel about the light deprivation, when you talk about sleep deprivation, when you talk about hot cold, when you talk about bugs. Does that all bother you?
Yeah. Why don't we do that with our people in prison and jail?
Ticking time bomb.
So how else should we find out information from these terrorists?
Well, you find out information like these guys. They got more information from them. It's documented before they ever waterboarded them. I find it okay. Why didn't we
FBI says that the CIA doesn't.
Why didn't we waterboard McVeigh and Nichols then? There were more people. There were more people that they thought involved in Oklahoma City. Why weren't they waterboarded to get information? Because it's against the law.
When I listen to mothers and fathers all across the country, they are telling me it's time for us to come home. I'm proud of the fact that I put forward a plan in January that mirrors what Congress ultimately adopted. And it says there's no military solution to this. We've got to have a political solution, begin a phased withdrawal, and make certain that we've got benchmarks in place so that the Iraqi people can make a determination about how they want to move forward.
Are you prepared to take the oath, Senator?
I am.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear
that I will execute the office of President to the United States faithfully.
that I will execute
faithfully the office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States faithfully.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
And as Commander-in-Chief, I have determined that it is in our vital national interest to send an additional 30,000 U.S. troops to Afghanistan.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided that the Nobel Peace Prize for 2009 is to be awarded to President Barack Obama for his extraordinary efforts to strengthen international diplomacy and cooperation between peoples.
Congressman Paul, this comes from Jay Majumdar from Roswell, Georgia, and he wants to know if you agree with Senator McCain's statement that the United States might need to have U.S. troops in Iraq for as long as even 100 years.
I don't even think they should have gone. So keeping them for 100 years, where's the money going to come from? You know, the country's in bankruptcy, and when I listen to this argument, I mean, I find it rather silly because they're arguing technicalities of a policy they both agree with. They agreed going in, they agreed for staying how many years, and these are technicalities. We should be debating foreign policy, whether we should have interventionism or non-interventionism, whether we should be defending this country or whether we should be the policemen of the world, whether we should be, you know, running our empire or not, and how are we going to have guns and butter? You know, the 70s were horrible because we paid for the guns and butters of the 60s. Now we're doing the same thing, and nobody even seems to care. The dollar's crashing, and you're talking about these technicalities about who said what, when? I mean,